I'm going to try and make this still life out of opposite colours of yellow and violet. So at one end of this scale will be yellow, which is a mixture of lemon yellow and cadmium yellow, and at the other end of the scale is violet made of permanent rose and ultramarine purple. So the theory of mixing colour opposites suggests that if you take a little violet into yellow, it will begin to produce a shadow version of yellow. So that's just got a little bit of violet in the yellow, changes the colour. And then the opposite, you take a little bit of yellow, which I've got some there, begins to change the violet slightly. So in theory, a little yellow darkens violet, and a little violet darkens yellow. So it's not quite the same intensity of colour as the pure violet. We take a little more violet into yellow, to try and do this by small degrees. See if that changes the yellow. And a little bit less. So the yellow's getting darker. See if I can do the same for the violet. A little bit harder to do because the yellow is not as intense, it's not as strong as a colour, equal part for equal part as the violet. So it's getting a little bit darker there. See if we can take a little bit more violet into yellow. So that goes slightly darker. Sort of getting a mustard yellow. Yeah, that might be a little bit sudden. However, it's not a science this, it's just looking and judging colour. So that might have gone a bit sudden. Just take some of it out. Some yellow back into this. Let's go for the other one, opposite end. It's sort of heading towards brown, away from purple. Got 4 of each. See if I can change that. Doing it partly by eye, partly by mixing. Trying to make a judgment. Look at it on the paper. Definitely getting darker. So in theory that's the shadow colour of yellow. However, it does depend on the type of yellow and the type of violet used. Is it a blue violet? Is it an intense violet? Is it a cold yellow like lemon yellow? Is it a warm yellow like cadmium yellow? still got to have some yellow in it, but it's sort of bridging this divide between the darker tones, which are violet dominated, and the yellow lighter tones. So I think those are just a little bit different from each other. Because typical of watercolour, they will dry differently. They'll dry lighter